update on top accolade news. The headlines. Elon Musk hands out $1 million in Wisconsin election push. French leader faces possible public office ban. Israeli Prime Minister moves to appoint new Shin Bet. UK and US agree to continue trade talks. In politics, Elon Musk hands out $1 million in Wisconsin election push. Tech billionaire Elon Musk has sparked controversy by handing out $1 million in checks to Wisconsin voters as part of his push to influence the state Supreme Court election. Speaking at a rally in Green Bay, Musk backed conservative candidate Brad Schimel, arguing that a win for his opponent will open the door for a liberal court to change voting districts and affect future elections. The donation comes amid fierce debate over the role of money in politics, and despite legal challenges, Musk's effort to support Schimel continue to make wave in the highly competitive race. Still in politics, French leader faces possible public office ban. Far-right leader Marine Le Pen, along with 24 other officials of a national rally party, is facing accusation of misappropriating over £3 million in European Parliament funds to pay staff between 2004 and 2016. While the defendants argue that the funds were used properly, prosecutors have called for a 5-year ban for public office for Le Pen if convicted. The trial, which lasted 9 weeks, wrapped up at the end of last year, and it's still unclear whether the ruling could impact Le Pen's bid for the 2027 French presidential race. Moving on in politics, Israeli Prime Minister moves to appoint new Shin Bet. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has appointed former Navy Commander Eli Shavit as the new Shin Bet chief despite a Supreme Court ruling freezing the dismissal of the current head Ronen Bar. The decision follows Barr's criticism of the government's handling of the October 7th Hamas attack and his relationship with Netanyahu's administration soared after an investigation into alleged covert payments from Qatar. Shavit, who has a distinguished military career, would take charge pending the resolution of the court case. Meanwhile, protests have erupted across Israel with growing criticism of Netanyahu's judicial reforms and the ongoing political turmoil. Shifting focus to economy, UK and US agree to continue trade talks. UK Prime Minister and US President Donald Trump agreed to continue productive negotiations on an economic deal as a deadline looms for a new US tariff on car imports. With the tariff set to hit British luxury car manufacturers, Downing Street warned of possible retaliation if a deal isn't reached. Meanwhile, both leaders also discussed the ongoing war in Ukraine, agreeing to keep up pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin. The phone call came as tensions rise ahead of the impending tariff, which could have significant economic consequences for the UK. You are watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In international relations, Trump warns Zelensky over attempt to back out of rare earth deal. US President Donald Trump has warned Ukrainian president that if he attempts to back out of a rare earth minerals deal with the United States, it could face serious consequences. Trump said that Zelensky's desire to renegotiate the deal could cause major problems, particularly as the US had already reached an agreement for access to Ukraine's rare earth resources. The deal, which had been delayed after a White House confrontation, is now in jeopardy as Zelensky is pushing for changes, claiming that the new draft significantly differs from the original terms. Moving to conflict, IFRC outrage over death of medics in Gaza. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies has condemned the deadly attack on 8 medics killed in Rafah, southern Gaza. The medics, part of a Palestinian Red Crescent ambulance team, were fired upon while responding to the wounded. Despite the ambulances being clearly marked, the bodies were only recovered after a week of denied access to the site. The Israel Defense Forces have admitted to firing on ambulances they deemed suspicious, but the IFRC has strongly condemned the attack, calling it a violation of international humanitarian law. In entertainment, TV and film legend Richard Chamberlain dies at 90. Actor Richard Chamberlain, known for his iconic roles in the 1960s and his starring roles in miniseries like The Thornbirds, has died at 90 following a stroke. The award-winning actor's career spanned decades, from heartthrob TV roles to acclaimed performances in films and stage production. Chamberlain left behind a legacy of unforgettable performances. He is survived by his longtime partner, who shared an emotional tribute. He will be remembered for his charm, talent, and the hearts he touched. Now in sports, World Darts Championship expands to 128 players with €1 million prize. The World Darts Championship is set to undergo a major change with a huge expansion to a 128-player field and a €1 million prize for the winner starting in 2025. In a groundbreaking move, the Professional Darts Corporation has announced an incredible €7 million increase in prize funds across all professional tournaments in 2026, further solidifying darts' rapid rise in global popularity. With enhanced opportunity for players and record-breaking prize pots for events like the Premier League and Grand Slam of Darts, this is a historic moment for the sports. That concludes our global news update for today. Stay tuned for more global news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojoromi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.